hold on. You know, I had a long morning. I've been working on Good Morning America. I came over here to First Take thinking that I was going to be alone, that my boys was going to be on the big screen in the ATL in Louisiana. But you know something? When I look to my right and I see my dog, my man Cam Newton, he said the hell with the ATL. I'm coming up to the city because my boy Stephen A is there. I look to my left and my man RC, did you see him? He was out of town, but he pivoted to New York City. Why? Because your boy is hosting. You know what I like to say. I know we got people coming up on the show, but it's the fellas up in this house, okay? For First Take. So you know what I'm going to do, right? Holla at your boy! Woo!
2:31 remains.
30-24 is the score.
Rodgers gets a snap, fires downfield, caught by Freiermuth. Touchdown, Freiermuth! The Steelers have taken the lead. Jamar Chase, 16 receptions for 161 yards.
This is what we do it for, is games like that. It came down to the wire just like we know it's going to.
36-yard field goal try for the lead. It is
Good.
The Bengals have knocked out the Steelers.
We're 4-2, still first in the division. I'm not going to ride the roller coaster, and hopefully you guys follow suit.
Ha-ha! Welcome. This is Friday, and obviously it's your boy Stephen A. Smith sitting in the host chair, okay? So before I do anything else, we understand that when I take over, okay? Remember, there are rules we must follow. Can't do a turnaround. Look at the rules. Look at the screen right there. You see the rules? Speak when spoken to. No cussing. I will be addressed as Stephen A. or Mr. Stephen A., Mr. T with the gold chain, okay? Leave the fluid comments to yours truly and no rude reactions.
Okay. So I have a question.
Can
I ask really quick?
10 seconds.
Do you abide by these rules when you are not hosting?
No, exactly, because we need our rules to be implemented as well. We believe in equality.
This is a rookie. This is a rookie.
Equality.
The rule.
I ain't a rookie. I'm second year.
It is year two. So I got you. Let's kick this off, y'all.
Yep.
We got to start off with Thursday Night Football. It was a thriller. It was not a good night for the Pittsburgh Steelers, though, especially that defense. They let Joe Flacco march up and down the damn field to the tune of 342 yards and 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers gave Pittsburgh a 1-point lead late, but it wasn't enough as the Steelers lost 33-31 on a Cincy field goal. Here's Aaron Rodgers on the loss.
We had a chance to really open up some space, but we're 4-2, still first in the division. Got a couple, home games coming up. Back-to-back, another Sunday night opportunity against my former team. So I'm not going to ride the roller coaster, and I know Mike isn't, and hopefully you guys follow suit.
Here we go. So, Cam, we'll start with you first. So you're giving more credit to Flacco or more blame to the Pittsburgh Steelers defense for last night's outcome?
Before we get there,
Okay.
they should take your time. What's the rest? Kevin Patullo, let me holler at you real quick. Hey, Browns organization, let me holler at you real quick. Because when you think about what's going on right now, do you not think that A.J. Brown saw or heard what happened? Do you not think that other receivers around the league was looking like, man, that's how you get the guy the ball? When you're looking at a situation that took place last night, there was a guy by the name of Jamar.
Good Lord. Chase. Good Lord.
And he got off, Stephen A. 16 receptions, 161 yards. And to his greatness, nobody took a back seat because T. Higgins also got off as well.
Yes, he did.
When you see these type of displays of making it abundantly clear, we want to get these guys the ball. We want to put the ball in our guys' hands, and that's what it is. But when you're talking about the blame, I don't think it's more the blame than just the magnificent play of Joe Flacco. Because Joe Flacco showed that, hey, me being 40 plus, I got guys, I got dudes, I got difference makers. I have game changers around me. So let me put the ball in their hands so they can do what they do.
RC.
Cam is dead and I can't cuss, ASS wrong then. What? Because it's all the Pittsburgh Steelers. We come into this game, you know what you're going to get. Go back to the Green Bay game, the second half. Every time Jamar Chase has a one-on-one, they throw the fade ball. Terrell Austin, watch the film. You know it's coming. And we don't stop that. 47 attempts. They threw the ball to Jamar Chase 23 times. They wasn't tricking us. I want to be tricked. I want to be fooled. You know how people say, well, I got in a marriage and he just wasn't who I thought he was going to be. I want to be that guy. I want to be the person that got tricked. I don't want Joe Flacco at his age to pass the ball 47 times, 342 yards, 3 tubs, and when Aaron Rodgers pulls a rabbit out of his hat, because it ain't on him. When Aaron Rodgers pulls a rabbit out of his hat, you got to go get a stop. The last I checked, Jalen Ramsey's going to be a Hall of Famer. Last I checked, TJ Watt is going to be a Hall of Famer. We went out and paid money for Patrick Queen. Cam Hayward is going to be on that list as well. Joey Porter Jr. is an up-and-coming star. Somebody got to stand up and make a play. Chase Brown ain't
running the ball. They can run the ball all year long.
Chase Brown ain't ran the ball more than Cam Newton ran the ball since he been working on 1 and 6 in sport, damn it. And he had 11 carries for 108. Cam, I don't care what you say. You can credit the Bengals all you want. You know who this game is on? The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland damn Browns.
Why the Cleveland Browns?
Because Mike Tomlin said it. Mike Tomlin said they must be smarter than me to get rid of Joe Flacco. The people that got rid of Joe Flacco, and damn it, it's 2015.
Well, you could say that. Well, listen, I'm not going to blame Cleveland. Cleveland was moving on, and the bottom line is they didn't have the requisite pieces to capitalize off of what Joe Flacco could still do. Obviously, you Cincinnati, you got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, Joe Flacco to fling the football to. Where was the Steelers? I completely agree with RC. Where the hell was the Steelers' defense? Didn't T.J. Watt just get over $40 million? Ain't Cam Hayward $40 million? $40 million, okay? Then they just get that money. Cam Hayward, ain't he still on the team? Jalen Ramsey, didn't you let go of Minka Fitzpatrick so you could get Jalen Ramsey? Jalen Ramsey was getting exploited throughout the night. Multiple times by multiple people. Not just Jamar Chase, okay? And I love Jalen Ramsey, but damn it, it's the truth, and nothing but the truth to help you. You know what? The bottom line is this. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense lost this game. Aaron Rodgers gave you a lead. And did you see Cincinnati moving down the field with ease? There was no urgency to it. Matter of fact, they could have scored a touchdown. T. Higgins just said, no, we just let this slide. Because it's not like we're going to miss this damn chip shot field goal. We're going to make this chip shot field goal. This is what happened. Think about this. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Cincinnati got the ball, and you were scared for your life because the second they scored that touchdown and went up 31 to Freiburg when they went up 31-30, you just found yourself saying, oh, damn. Jamar Chase, what you going to do to stop him? I didn't celebrate the touchdown. Because I knew that they had enough time to get the ball to Jamar Chase. And sure enough, a 15-yard catch, an 18-yard catch. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Come on, man. Come on, Cam.
When you're thinking about what took place and what was on display, the wherewithal, the absolute gall of T. Higgins to have the understanding to say, hold on. If I score right here, it's still Aaron Rodgers that we're playing against. This type of game comes down to, and we saw it firsthand yesterday, who has the ball last. For T. Higgins to make that in-the-moment situation and say, hey, man, I got to get down just so we can really have the ball last. Right. But this is what I would say in regards to who takes the blame. Joe Flacco knew what the assignment was.
I understand.
He knew that going into this game, in order for them to have a chance, he has to give guys opportunity. So going back to when you got guys like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, when you got guys like hopefully CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, when you have a dynamic duo, you have to give these guys the ball and give them opportunities to make plays. Not when it's too late, because Jamar Chase was involved in the game every point of the game.
Okay. But here's my question to you, Cam, before I go back to RC. How do you – I understand Flacco was being Flacco and Jamar Chase. We got to have a discussion as to whether or not he really is the best receiver in football. We talk about Justin Jefferson and a couple others, but to me, Jamar Chase is that dude. He's just spectacular. My question to you would be this. The Cincinnati Bengals were down 10-0. Right. They outscored Pittsburgh 17-0 from that point forward to end the first half. They were running the football, couldn't rush for more. They averaging 50 yards a game rushing and had damn near 100 yards, right? Chase by himself in the first half. And then the Bengals scored on 7 of their last 8 drives of the game. If that ain't the Steelers' defense being problematic, I don't know what is, especially when you got what you got from Aaron Rodgers.
Right. I mean, that's something to consider, but it's how they did it, though. It's understanding that when you go to the sideline, there's obvious frustration if you're losing, but there's no panic. It's a glance, it's a look, it's a allow me to help everybody out, and that's what playmakers want to do. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Man, give me something so I can now put the whole team on my back, though.
So RC, what do you find yourself wishing the Steelers had done defensively? I'm talking about, obviously, we want to stop. So I'm talking about specifically. What should they have done?
I would have wanted them to do a lot of stuff, but this loss is on Mike Tomlin.
Go ahead.
Mike Tomlin, to me, is one of the greatest coaches of this era. He has failed this team, especially on Thursday night. When you're a great coach, you're supposed to get your team prepared to win the most important games. You often highlight not having a playoff win since 2016. Right? If you're 0-6 on Thursday night on the road in the AFC North, your team needs to understand that. And so when we're up 10 points, we need to lock in on our focus. When we're up 10 points, we need to hold our shell on defense so Joe Flacco can't see us spin down into one high and understand where he has the one-on-one. Because we saw that continuously through the night. If you're Patrick Queen and Terrell Austin, you have to have the conversation. We can't go backdoor on runs when we're supposed to stay front side because the safety is inserted to the backside of the defense. Mike Tomlin needed to have these players with the understanding that at 10-0, this game isn't over. The offense needs to continue to play. We can't throw the interception to battle. We can't allow DJ Taylor to pull the football out of DK Metcalf's hands. Those things can't happen. And when Pat Freiermuth scores, we got to have a conversation on the sideline that whatever has happened for the first 58 minutes of this game is now over. If we get this stop, we're a 5-1 football team in control of our own destiny in the AFC North and in the AFC. Mike Tomlin did not have this team prepared to finish.
They're 2-10 on Thursday night road games under Mike Tomlin. 2-10 and 0-7 versus AFC North rivals. So does that make the Steelers contenders or pretenders? I'm asking RC right here on national television. I need an answer.
This team, the reason the question is hard is because you got to be the polar opposite. I would give them closer to contender than I would pretender.
Okay.
Right? I've seen this team this year understand defensively how we need to bring pressure in order to get people around the quarterback and create turnovers. I've seen whether it's Nick Herbig, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward. I've seen all of these players defensively make the plays they need to make. I see 2 sacks from Jalen Ramsey. Aaron Rodgers is obviously exactly who they acquired him to be. Not from a leadership standpoint, from a production standpoint. What I did notice last night was the conversation we had yesterday, though, Stephen A. Who's number 2?
Yeah.
Are we going to give the ball to Scotty Miller? Is the ball going to go to Roman Wilson? Is it going to be Jonnu Smith? Is it going to be Darnell Washington? This team is a contender in the sense that I think they're closer to being, or they're a playoff team more so than they're a team that doesn't make the playoffs. But with what I saw last night, that team can't win a championship.
When we're having this dynamic, there's obvious connectivity to the Steelers.
Yes.
From a fan's perspective, obviously playing from the organization. My question is, when you see a game like this, given the circumstances, given the statistics, how do you see them moving forward, and does it give you confidence in them moving forward?
You know what I don't like about what I saw last night? The Steelers showed me why they wouldn't win a playoff game. In other words, what you saw from the Steelers last night, we've seen before in a regular season game. We've seen them plummet when they should have ascended.
Right.
They'll correct the ship enough to be respectable enough to get to the postseason. And then when you get there, that kind of stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
If you go up against Indianapolis, Jonathan Taylor probably going to run all over you. If you go up against Buffalo, it's going to be on the road, all right, in that inclement weather, and Josh Allen's going to find a way to hurt you. You go up against Kansas City, there's nothing to discuss. They'll beat you any which way they want to, okay? You see vulnerabilities, and you're expecting people to step up and to give you the impression this is different. What do you constantly lament? Middle of the road. If you can't be great, be awful. That way, as a result, you can position yourself in the draft, you understand, and potentially free agency because you know you need a plethora of parts. Yeah. The problem with the Steelers is they're good enough to be better than half the league and not good enough to be better than the other half. They're the middle of the road, which means they're good enough to make regular seasons interesting for you. But every Steeler fan know, you looking at this team, that is not a Super Bowl championship legitimate.
Well, how much were you paying attention to? Because when they acquired Aaron Rodgers, my thing was this. I believe they'll be a playoff team, and I think they'll struggle to win a first-round game.
Right.
So you're saying in watching that game, even with the way Aaron Rodgers played, you think this is still a team that's one and done?
That's what has shocked me because I've seen too many occasions this season, where the Steelers' defense could be exploited. I saw it against the New York Jets. I saw it last night. I'm seeing teams moving the ball and being able to get what they need when they need it. Right. You know, one of the things that was great about the Ravens with Ray Lewis and those boys was that they were going to find a way to stop you. We're not having it. And the Steelers at that time, when they had to go up against the Ravens, even though it was sporadic, it was inconsistent, there were seasons when you knew the Steelers defense going to show up. Yeah. Are you going to get something offensively, Big Ben? Are you going to do something? Yeah. You're going to do something, Antonio Brown? What y'all going to do? But you knew the Steelers defense would answer the call. We don't see that from this team this year.
Yeah. Man, my question now goes to you, RC, because from a player's perspective or from the fan's perspective, as you're watching this game, when you see your guy giving up the play, like, speak to the fans that see a guy like Jalen Ramsey, who I have the utmost respect for as a dog, but he's getting beat.
No, it's disappointing because the biggest thing is he got beat on 2 fade balls. Yeah. Right? And that's what he does, right? He understands how to play the ball. He can press at the line of scrimmage. You get the Jamar Chase, what he tried to play as a push-off, now Jamar scores the touchdown. Yeah. Right? And then late in the game, T. Higgins, he's trying to lean into T. Higgins, and then T. Higgins scores. It almost feels to me, because he is so special, because he is so talented, because he can do so many diverse things from an intellectual standpoint, he might be doing too much. This is a guy that's played free safety, that's played nickel, that's played dime, and that's played outside corner. And so now on a night when you're facing,
he did all those things, excuse me for interjecting, all those things since he's been a Steeler.
He's done all those things since he's been a Steeler. In the first game against the New York Jets, he opens the game with the tackle on Breece Hall from the middle of the field, right? He plays the nickel spot. And then later on, and he has a tackle for loss on Garrett Wilson. And then late in the game, the big hit came from the corner position. So you're asking a player to move and maneuver into all those roles, and they may have to have an understanding that Jalen Ramsey has to be this thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we have to play this way. And you've seen it with the greats. You've seen it with the greats. Eventually, you get to a point in their careers where we can't say, we're just going to leave you out there and have you do it one-on-one each and every game. And I think that's where Terrell Austin failed this team last night.
And I think for me personally, what I'm worried about, Cam, is the reliability that's associated with Jalen Ramsey. Because we have to ask him, he's been around for a very long time, and he's done it all. It's not to say that the brother still can't play and he still can't do good things, but is he what he used to be? Because I don't see last night happening to a younger Jalen Ramsey.
But you got Darius Slay as well, too.
He got banged. So Slay got banged up last night, and so they had to insert Eccles. So now they had Eccles playing the nickel, and then we had Joey Porter Jr. and Jalen Ramsey on the outside. But that was also the whole point about all of these acquisitions, right? You felt like Joey Porter Jr. was a guy. Last year, he traveled with the one. Now you go get Jalen Ramsey, you get Darius Slay. You were supposed to be able to man them up. And listen, I had a conversation with Jalen. Like, that's my dude. He was acquired for this game.
Yes.
He told us before this game, we are going to have a conversation in the cornerback room about who has who. And I asked him specifically, I say, Jalen, who has one? And he said, that's me. And I believe he can do it. He believes he can do it. Obviously, Mike Tomlin, Terrell Austin believed he could do it.
Before last night.
It's not an easy.
Since
it's not past tense.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's past. I'm not saying it's past tense. But here's why we got to be real. You have to understand why it's not past tense, or why it's not past. Because everybody ain't Jamar Chase. You see what I'm saying? That's so you know, you got 256 yards receiving between Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Both of them was getting both of them. Every time I saw, this is how it felt. You know better than me. You know better. Every time I'm looking at the screen, because we don't see all the angles.
Yeah.
Every time you looked at the screen and a play was being made by a Bengals wide receiver, Jalen Ramsey was in the picture.
Right.
Every single time. Every single time. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch. I'm not saying it was his fault. Please don't get me wrong. That's for football analysts to break down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, watching the camera. You know, you watching the camera and you just see somebody getting up. They're right there. They're coming off their knees. They're coming off you understand? Right there.
It kept showing up on the surveillance camera.
I mean, we saw Jalen Ramsey more last night than we saw him in the first damn 5 games.
I ain't gonna let y'all do that to my dog.
That's just the truth.
Don't say y'all. Don't say y'all.
I'm not saying, listen, I'm not knocking the brother. His game, I'm talking about last night.
Last night was not a good game.
That's all I'm saying.
That's absolutely not.
And those games happen.
Yes, that's the thing.
And that's what I would tell the fans who watch the game. It's like, yo, if you're telling me that we expect this from every single game, absolutely not.
No.
We are surprised because a guy like Jalen Ramsey, who is the alpha, you know, of all alphas, and when he has an opportunity to say, hey, I get the opportunity to cover Jamar Chase and a T. Higgins. These games cement legacies.
Right.
When you go back and you look at stat lines from Darrelle Revis, prime time, when you look at certain games, man, he held that person to only 8 yards. Man, those are type of dominant games that we see. But to Stephen A's point, everybody's not T. Higgins. Everybody's not Jamar Chase.
No.
So now we have to reevaluate if we were to play that type of situation again.
How we play it.
How do we play him, and do we really give him one time?
Here's my non-football ass self. Here's how you play that. You do not put that man one-on-one with Jamar Chase. Now, on any occasion.
The thing is this, though.
On any occasion.
At some point, you have to, because that's part of football, and you have to allow him to go make his money. You have to allow him to go stand on his name.
And that's what he wants.
Yeah, and if he realizes he can't do that, he comes to you, he says it, then that's fine. It's okay to give up plays to a Jamar Chase and a T. Higgins, but you got to make one. Right? And Jalen Ramsey didn't make the one he needed last night. I believe he can in the future.